On my tour across Europe, researching our Baptist heritage, the heritage of the true scriptural churches that the Lord Jesus Christ started during his earthly ministry, there's a commonality, a thread, as it were. Yes, they were all greatly persecuted, but the true principle for which they stood and which caused them to be persecuted was that they desired liberty of conscience for everyone. The United States of America has liberty of conscience entrenched into our First Amendment. We can link it clearly from there to John Leland, through Isaac Backus. We can clearly link it back to Roger Williams and the Baptist minister John Clark, who created a free colony, Rhode Island, which became the cookie cutter for America to be modeled after. We can then trace it through Merton, the anonymous prisoner at Newgate, who sent out his plea on paper that had to be interpreted by firelight, fighting for and pleading for religious liberty, all the way back to these caves where these poor people wanted to have liberty of conscience and struggled for over 1,000 years to worship Jesus Christ according to the dictates of their conscience. If you have liberty today, you can trace it back to places like this, because all the way from the very beginning, there has always been people, who desire to be able to worship God according to the dictates of their conscience, or choose not to worship God. That is a principle Baptists have ever stood for and ever fought for. We believed in free societies where men can reject the gospel, because then and only then do we know that if they receive it, they've received it of their own volition. Those principles are traced back through this body of people, the churches of the Lord Jesus Christ. And so to say that America is based on Judeo-Christian principles would be quite accurate. But to say that our documents and our nation is built upon Baptist principles would be even more accurate. Those Baptist principles were traced right back to the mouth of caves like this.